Everyone, myself Dhaval Thakkar. I am here to present the prototype that I built for the Microsoft Azure Developer League. It's an hackathon organized by HackerEarth. So I designed a real-time remote patient monitoring and alerting system based on Azure IoT Edge and Azure API for Fire. So my team name is Indian Hirokai. So let's start. So the main objective of this solution is to design a real-time remote patient monitoring and alerting system using Azure IoT Edge to minimize the redundant network traffic by designing the optimal data transmission strategy through Azure IoT Edge and offloading analytical or any heavy processing to the I can say IOMT Edge device or IoT device for the purpose of privacy, because to work with the healthcare data is a bit difficult. In addition to that, I am also using a Azure API for Fire. Basically, it's fast healthcare interoperability resources, and I am using the Azure IoT connector for Fire to ingest, normalize, and group and transform the data coming from the Internet of Medical Things uh, into HL7 Fire standard to achieve the interoperability. So HL7 designed the standard for the healthcare data, and I am using a Lonic code for representing the different factors of the patient's body. So let's discuss what COVID-19 taught us. Like, COVID-19 pandemic is the great opportunity to identify the right use case of the connected medical devices, because we have a great and near to accurate wearable devices and sensor which can sense the heart rate, uh, pulse oximeter, which can sense the oxygen saturation, and many other devices. But the problem is they are not integrated with right technology to unlock the new possibilities. We know that COVID-19 patient can easily transmit the virus person to person by droplets, either by inhaled or deposited on the surface, including aerosol produced when coughing and speaking. But still, there is no way for health workers to stay away from the COVID-19 patient, because they need to perform regular routine checkup of patient, or maybe they need to interact with the medical devices added to the patient like ventilators and the medical oxygen cylinder. But if we can integrate those sensors or those wearable devices with the cloud and introduce edge computing to the healthcare domain, it can eliminate many manual intervention and help monitoring patients' health remotely. Specifically, in case of COVID-19, it's must to have some kind of a remote monitoring patient system. I am taking COVID-19 as just an example, but the proposed system can unlock many use cases and applications. I discussed that in an upcoming section. So let's discuss about the challenges or what we are missing in the present system or the devices that we have. Currently, monitoring devices like glucose monitoring system or health tools and other sensors are either not connected, or where they have a large amount of unprocessed data from devices need to be stored on this third party cloud. This present the security concerns and the interoperability issue for healthcare providers, because we can store the healthcare data in many ways. Like, one sensor can consider heart rate as an HR, while other can consider heart rate as a H rate. So there will be a interoperability issue if we are not following any standard to store the data that's coming from the different healthcare devices. And edge computing could process the data locally to maintain the data privacy. Here in this scenario, we don't have to send each and every telemetry coming from the sensor to the cloud. Instead of that, we can use a edge modules to calculate or to understand the trends and the behaviors through the analytics and the AI modules on the device itself. And we can send the events such as critical heart rate, or maybe we can say low respiratory rate. uh, Also, we can use those data to create a 360-degree view of patient. We can create a dashboard and the visualization easily. So this is the implementation. To design this system, I divided this whole system into 6 different layers: sensing layer, edge computing layer, Azure IoT Hub, then Azure API for Fire, then application layer and data layer. Let's discuss about all this layer. Let's start with the sensing layer. Proposed system is using a Arduino, which is responsible to collect the patient's health data from different sensors like Max 30102, which is a heart rate and pulse oximeter sensor, and it sends those data from a sensing layer to the edge computing device. This system is sensing two parameters from patient's body using non-invasive method. One is heart rate and second is oxygen saturation. Edge computing layer. Edge computing layer is a kind of a heart of the system, which is gathering the data from the sensing layer and passing it to the variety of Azure service like Azure Managed Fire Server using the Azure API for Fire. After necessary processing and the calculation of patient's heart condition, it's not sending each and every telemetry to the cloud. We are using a Raspberry Pi 3 as an edge computing device, which has Azure IoT Edge Runtime installed, which enables the custom logic and the Azure Stream Analytics job to calculate and make decisions around patients' health data. This layer also facilitates the communication between edge device, Fire server on the Azure, and other services on the Azure cloud. Let's discuss about Azure IoT Hub. So basically, this layer is responsible for managing all the IoMT device configuration and all the configuration of IoMT Fire connector for Azure. The IoMT Fire connector for Azure enables the capability to support the device mapping template types and the Fire resources, which will provide two two extensions. One is normalization, which will normalize data coming from the edge devices and will extract into a common format for further processing. And the second, Fire conversion. So basically, after normalizing and grouping the data, Fire conversion mapping will convert the data, normalized data, into a Fire standard and link that to the device and the patient. I am also using the Azure Event Grid, which is responsible for sending critical events coming from Azure Stream Analytics job hosted on the Azure devices to the application layer and data layer. We can consider low oxygen saturation as a critical event, or we can consider low or high heart rate as a critical event. I am using Azure API for Fire as we discussed to extend the patient data over cloud in the HL7 Fire standard format. Azure IoT connector for Fire help to secure the protected health information data workflow by ingesting the biometric data from IoMT devices and to normalize that data into Fire for better interoperability. Application layer. Application layer is responsible for following. I am using Azure App Services and Azure Functions. So basically, Azure App Functions will subscribe to the event grid topics and store historical patients data into a timescale DB hosted on the Azure, and taking reactive actions and trigger alerts in case of emergency or critical events. Let's say if sensor sends the low oxygen saturation, it will trigger the SOS and sends the email or any other kind of notifications to the doctor or to the patient's family member. I'm using Azure App Services for hosting React.js app that I designed for the analytics dashboard for data visualization. Data layer, I am using Azure Postgres with the timescale DB extension for storing patient's historical data, which will be used by application layer to visualize the data. I am also using a Hasura GraphQL engine on the Azure container instance. Will be used by application layer to get all the patient's data in the GraphQL format to visualize the data on the interactive dashboard. So this is the architecture. Let me discuss this architecture in very brief. So basically, it's divided into three main layer: sensing layer, edge computing layer, and Microsoft Azure. It contains many Microsoft Azure services. So I have Azure Edge module deployed on the Raspberry Pi, which sends the data from the Arduino every second, and it sends those sends data to the stream analytics jobs, and it do all the processing and the analytics, and all these stream analytics jobs sends the event if any occur to the IoT hub, and IoT hub also sends the data to the Fire connector, and IoT hub will send the data to the event grid, and all the Azure functions that I designed is subscribing to the event grid topic, and if it finds an event, it sends those data into a timescale DB, and also it sends the SOS notification. Azure Fire connector will send the data after normalization and conversion into Azure API for Fire, and I am using React JSF for all this visualization dashboard. Let me show how this system looks. So this is the Arduino. This is the sensing layer of the whole system, which is connected to the Raspberry Pi via serial cable, and I have a Max 30102 pulse oximeter and heart rate sensor, which I am using to sense the data coming from the patient's body. Let's jump into Azure section. So this is the edge device that I registered. So basically this is the configuration and all the management dashboard for the Raspberry Pi. So it has 4 main modules: custom module that I designed using Python to sense the data coming from the Arduino, and there is a 3 Azure Stream Analytics job. Let me show how it looks in the Raspberry Pi. So this is the SSH instance of the Raspberry Pi. It has all these jobs running on the container, Docker container on the Raspberry Pi. So this is the custom module that I designed. So basically this custom module read all the data coming from the Arduino every second. It reads the heart rate, oxygen saturation, estimated oxygen saturation. It also includes the device ID and the time it recorded. So that custom module sends those data to the Azure Stream Analytics jobs. I have 3 Stream Analytics jobs. So first job is to identify the events regarding any critical heart rate. So basically, I'm considering if heart rate average within a 2 minute decreases below 60, or it increases 100 heart rate per 2 minutes, it will send an critical heart rate event to the IoT hub. Second, stream analytics job uh, will identify if there is any low oxygen saturation event, like if it decrease 88%, then it will send the low SpO2 event. And the third and the last stream analytics job, which will send the average of heart rate and oxygen saturation every 5 minutes. So this is the device mapping for the fire connector. So basically, this mapping will convert the telemetry and normalize that data, which will be used by the fire mapping. So fire mapping will convert those normalized telemetry into a fire HL7 fire standard. So if we see here, for heart rate we have 8889-8 code. For the oxygen saturation we have 20564-1 as a LONIC code. So this is the event grid subscriptions. So I have 3 subscriptions which will subscribe to all 3 Azure Stream Analytics jobs, and let me show you one example of this subscription. So basically, this subscription will send the data coming from the telemetry ASA average stream analytics to the Azure function. So this 3 function will work with the event grid and subscribe to the different topic, and it will send the event to the Postgres, and if it requires to send an SOS event, it sends the SOS event to the patient's family member or to the doctor. So I am using a Hasura GraphQL engine, which is deployed on the container instance of Azure. So let's jump into a dashboard. So basically, this visualize all the events and all the stuff coming from this sensor. Let me show you how it works. So basically, I configured my sensor to send the low saturation event when I am not putting my finger on the sensor, to just simulate those events, because obviously I can't simulate my low oxygen saturation in real time. So let's see. So here you can see it is detecting average oxygen saturation, then uh, heart rate over 60 minutes. Here it sends any critical heart rate event, low oxygen saturation. It's green because I put my finger on the sensor, and it says that there is a no low oxygen saturation event in last 60 seconds, and critical heart rate detection will be updated in 2 minutes, so it will take time. This is the demo, and for the charts here, I am plotting minimum data over last 60 minutes and the maximum data over last 60 minutes with the 5 minutes interval. So this is the kind of a example, like what kind of things we can do with this kind of system. And let me show you how the fire resource looks like. This is the observation JSON for the patient, or I can say the Raspberry Pi device. So see, it includes a lots of information. Saw if you see the device telemetry, it includes heart rate, uh, oxygen saturation, estimated oxygen saturation, device ID, and recorded at. That means when this telemetry was recorded. But if you see here in fire resource, it includes lots of stuff, including the code for heart rate, then code for the device, so we can easily search. Also, it includes the code for oxygen saturation. So basically, this is the HL7 standard. This is the global standard, so it will be easy to send this kind of a format to other device, or it will be easy to operate or integrate this particular system with the different systems. So what kind of applications or the use case we can design using such a system? So this kind of a system will help to understand patients' biometric relatives or behavior or the patterns remotely. It can also automate the alerts while identifying worrisome trends or readings that we saw. It can also minimize the associated hospitalization by performing timely intervention as soon as message alert indicates a problem. It also reduces the manual data collection and data entry, providing more for data analytics to improve clinical decisions. It also prioritizes the attentions and resources on patients that needs more support. It can also adjust the medication dosing or the treatment regularly to improve outcomes. It can also monitor patients' progress, and also we can design the treatment program based on the historical data. Medical condition that can be managed through the proposed solution can be diabetes, dementia, and heart disease. You can read more from the presentation. Thank you for going through the presentation and the demo. Stay safe.